Hey guys, Black for Halo here. Just playing a little bit of the Isle. So, I've taken me a decent time in growing this Dilophosaurus here. I know it's been a while since I've done some singular content. Looks like I gotta ski the fuck daddle. Ooh. So let me give you a little backstory on how I got to this here Dilo. So I was starving. Like, well, needless to say, like a motherfucker. Completely red, dying, absolutely out of it. When out of nowhere, I came to the Sitako area of the fucking little Sitakosaurus. And I found just a gigantic prime Allosaurus dead on the ground. And let me tell you, this is like 10 minutes before the server decided to give its quick restart and stuff. So I was like, oh shit, a free meal, thank God. But it also made me wonder, that was a prime Allo that could have very easily eaten anything in here, and I'm assuming, because of the dipping in the server, I think that guy had just starved. So I'm like, dang, I see a lot of myself in this. Funniest thing about that, because I was starving to hell, found the corpse of the fucking Allosaurus, opened up its body, ate his organs, his eyeballs, etc. This game could be really brutal. Hell, you can probably see by the red edges around my screen. I was near death when I got that. And sure, I just relogged in now. I gave myself a day of reprieve from that, because let me tell you, this game has a way of getting on your nerves about certain things. And I will say, even though it's fun, dealing with that high-stress environment still really gets me. Oh, hey. I grew to 75%. Thank God. Yeah, I should probably reduce damage. Yes, I'm prime. Nice. And this will work. Yeah, I can work with these. I'm just gonna go find me some water. And now I will say, I know we probably shouldn't, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna turn on that Volnona thing. Let me do that real quick. I mean, until they figure out a whole thing on how certain things with the map work, and oh boy. Turn those on. What foods am I into? I don't very much like that. It's a lot of movement for my liking. I don't even know if it senses me. Of course. Sea turtle, goat. Chicken, deer, hipsy. And boar. No real fish or nothing. That's fine. I really wish they would add the Dryo AI, but I understand why not. copied that last set, and then bada bing. Okay, cool. Just looking around South Plains. Hope to God I can find something. I'm more worried about just dying of starving. I might snip up a couple clips here and there. Because me, CJ, and Popo, we usually just talk and stuff whenever we're hanging out in this. Also, I'm thinking of doing a bit more either Night Sanctum or just general games here and there. I hope some of y'all have been enjoying the more doubled over content with me and CJ, like with us playing Pokemon, us playing a few other games. I really need to get into uploading more. And I guess this is a good place to start, right? Just playing a game that I've been enjoying for a while. Even though I still have a whole critical lens whenever it comes to the Isle. I can't wait for Spino. And the Ostroraptor just recently got released to the official branch, so that's fine. I'm just looking forward to the Baryonyx and the Quetzal. And I'm assuming once we get the Baryonyx skeleton, they'll have an easier time doing the rigging for the Spino. Because I've been watching the development for the Isle for a really long time. Hell, way the fuck back whenever Insomnia and all of them were doing like the big videos on it. Whenever Insomnia was like the poster boy for Dondi, y'all know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. That's probably a bit out there, but y'all probably get what I'm talking about. But from what it seems, they like to do the whole thing of they set up the base creatures that other... alarm. That other creatures will seem to be based off of. Like, I know a lot of the... how do I put this? A lot of the Baryonyx skeleton stuff, like from what they were testing, kinda uses a bit of the Aloe skeleton. Which, I guess, is kind of a whole thing in and of itself. But I also know that they kinda do what Monster Hunter does. Mind me for talking kind of a bit like a slow fucking caveman. I'm also trying to balance the whole thing of not just surviving, but also my own thoughts. So, as I was saying, they kind of do what Monster Hunter does. Like, for example, the Zinogre, or Januga, or whatever, the Electric Wolf from Monster Hunter, has the exact same skeleton as the Final Fantasy Behemoth from that event, from Worlds and Iceborne. I kind of assume, for a lot of them, they actually have very similar skeletons. Like, for example, the Maiasaur in this game. Once they kinda completed the stuff with the Maiasaur used something very similar to the Tenanto. And then once they got Tenanto and Maya out, I'm assuming the worst that they're working with when it comes to the Parasaurolophus is primarily its honking fucking abilities. Because the Parasaurolophus, however it's called, it uses very similar rigging. It's a hadrosaur. It's a guanodontid in nature. It's like they use the same skeleton, I guess is what I'm getting at. It uses a very similar skeleton and rig, and obviously they're not like one-to-one to where it's a simple copy and paste, but they're also close enough to where, you know, if you were to pop one instead of the other, it would just take more of the minor adjustments to figure it out and fix it up a bit. And that's kind of what I'm assuming they're doing with Baryonyx, for example. Once they get Baryonyx kind of into scale, then I'm assuming we're probably going to get something a lot closer to what they are needing for the Spinosaurus. Because a few of the ones that they're currently working on are like the Chimera, the Kentra is still being worked on. Actually, I don't know. I'll have to recheck it. I don't know if the Kentro made it into the public branch, but I know the Ostro did. But I was enjoying playing as a Porcupine Kentro on the Horde test, so I can only assume it's a matter of time. But until then, I guess we'll see. And I know they're basically having to do a big, not really from scratch, but I know they're having to work a lot when it comes to the Quetzal. Because the Quetzal is going to be so starkly different from the Pteranodon, that I can only imagine they're having a hell of a time with it. Plus, they're also, not only with the skeletons, but I know they also kind of do it for the abilities and stuff. For example, the Baryonyx is gonna have a kind of like a wrestling stance, I suppose. I will say, mind me, I don't know the exact terms, but it's something very similar to that. Basically, it stands up with its arms open, kind of like a grizzly bear, like intimidating, etc., ready to claw your shit if you fuck with it. I'm kind of assuming that's kind of a basis of what it's going for. And once that ability is kind of brought more into the fray, I'm assuming that ability is going to be not one for one, but it's going to definitely be brought over to the, well, to the Spino. And possibly, like, you know, like that, it's only like a seed, right? It's something to just start off with, and then it's used as a basis to grow from. So I'm very sure that seed is going to grow into Spino, Dinocheirus, Therizino, maybe in the future, because a lot of them will have that same ability of, hey, don't fuck with me, my claws are out, if you want to fight, I'll give you a fight. I'm sure it'll cause, like, either very decent bleed or just, like, straight damage. Also, dear God. Oh, boy. The only negative of this game is how loud it gets. So I guess I'll just let this storm kind of reign over. Let's see where we are. Oh boy, I need to go back around. I will say, luckily, it seems like my metal actually picks up on what's going on. Also, sorry, because I am using metal, it doesn't show my little, you know, Uncle Death in the corner. I don't know, I've also been thinking of not necessarily retiring him, but I've definitely been rethinking. Oh, found a bug spot. Oh boy. Oh, come on, Dondi. You gotta make traps like this, don't you? I'm joking, I know it's probably not y'all. Unstuck. There we go. So, as I was saying... Oh, that's the same spot. I would have just ran right back into it. Yeah. Happens. Happens. I'm not going down there. Damn, at a point like this, I probably should have went with reabsorption, huh? don't hurt, please don't hurt. Yes! I do enjoy the slide mechanic. It makes it so much easier to get down certain places that you would normally, well, die. Gotta lay down in a bush, wait for my stuff to come back. Another alarm. Typical. Well, now that I got my stand bag. Good thing Dialo's a pretty decent swimmer. Not the best swimmer, but decent. Okay, so probably not that way. That's a bit too much of a swim. And I'm not like a young Dilo where I have a fucking huge surplus of stamina anymore. And I basically wasted all of that stamina that I just sat down to get. Fuck, and I'm going up north. I'll run way out of dehydration way before fucking anything else. Shame. I basically just did a big old circle just waiting on my stuff. Yep, I did. Fuck it, I'll probably go into the pit then. May as well walk. At least the rain's clearing now. Take a walk, take a walk, take a walk. Ooh. You know, sometimes I wonder about... So, as I was saying, sometimes I wonder about Twitch and YouTube sometimes. I know they're not the same giants that they used to be. Mainly because of how much they've kind of been, well, cucking their fan base. And that's putting it lightly. It's sure as hell not like 2012 and stuff anymore. The way things were back in the before times. Where you could just have a bit of fun with a couple of your friends. And from that sprout into a bit of a... how do I put it? I wanted to say a corpo, but I know that's not at all what it is. It's more so a thing of, I don't know, use the momentum of just having fun with your friends, your buds, a couple of guys, and then making that into something more. Because, I mean, me and my buddies, we're not animators, we're not a lot of artists. We have artistic liberties, but we don't really do much with them. Me and CJ are wanting to get more so into, how do I put it? We want to get more into doing vocal work, like comic dubs and stuff like that. I think that'll be fun. But for the moment... it's kind of all just a little lost on us right now. God, it's so foggy in here. Let me tell you, just from the way that things go as Dilo, there's a very decent chance I'm not gonna make it. And that's mainly just RNG, luck of the draw of I've just not been hanging around the fucking proper locations. The people that actually play the Isle more than I do are probably gonna yap at me about efficiency and stuff. I don't know. Sometimes it's just fun to live out through a life cycle and die abruptly. Not so much whenever I lose my prime racks, but... let's check where I am. I know people usually have multiple monitors so they can just do this on a quick glance, but... sadly, I don't have that luxury. Don't have me a second monitor. And now I'm going to start hurting very badly from lack of water. Damn, nothing. One nothing. Not you, Seamus. I gotta at least try and make it to water. And sadly, I don't have that weird saltwater efficiency thing. Shame. Here we go. That's that lake up there, isn't it? Damn. I should probably lay down and get my stamina back. Do a quick check on the thing. Oh yeah, what did I know? Yeah, I was kind of right about that. Oh, I gotta go back. Man. It says that there's a small pool in here. Ah, yes, there it is. Please. Oh, please. Because if I can get the water, I can live off the food that I have. Especially if there's a turtle in here. It says there's turtles in here sometimes, but I'm less inclined to believe that. More inclined for tacos, or maybe a dryo or something, but I don't know. Oh, please. Oh, thank God. Oh, boy. I always get so hurt and so low just because of my own stupidity. I don't know, I've also been thinking about what other games I could play. I have an entire fucking 400 plus game library to pick from. My only shame about it is that I'm like, because a lot of people go into certain games, you know, decently blind, and they have more blind reactions of like, oh, hey, this is my first time playing this. And, oh, hello.
You're asleep.
Hello, Rat. Just so you know, I'm recording right now. Just giving a small heads up. But yeah, I've just been kind of wondering on whether or not I should be playing some of those 400 games that I got. Up. I'll let that alarm go off one more time, god damn it. But I don't know, it's that whole thing about just blind reactions, like the whole Markiplier thing, I guess. Because I'm also the type of guy of like, oh, I'll just like sit there for like an entire day and go through many different videos and stuff. And I'll just like watch a whole bunch of lore about stuff that I either haven't even played or I have played to such an extent where it just becomes ad nauseum. So I've just been wondering, because I'm like, out of all these 400 games, what do I have that is kind of new and faceless, I suppose? Because it's a completely different vibe of, like, the videos when it's like, I guess I'll use an example. So I have this game called Easy Delivery Co. It's a fun little game, interesting, like, if I were to play it, compared to a lot of other people that would play it completely blind, have like no get-go, etc. My big thing about it would be the whole thing of I know so much about it already, and the loops and the ideas of it. I feel like I'm kind of caught in a weird middle ground of, am I an analysis YouTuber where I know so much about this one specific thing that it would probably be better off if I just made a video kind of deconstructing it? But I also enjoy the whole thing of what if I just straight played it and got to still experience it, even without the whole factor of, you know, like breaking it down and stuff. Plus, I also feel like there's a bit of a loss there, because I would know so much, like, I know, like, some major spoilers about some of these games that have, I basically have an entire thing of I've already at least 90% spoiled myself, but I still feel that there's a bit of merit to me actually playing something still. I also want to do more stuff with the group, but I also want to see kind of how I hold my margin on myself. Because the Pokemon video actually did pretty good, I was actually decently surprised by how well the Pokemon video did. I don't know if that was just the Pokemon people kind of latching onto me, but I don't know, I like to think that I add a decent amount of commentary on shit. The whole, being down to earth. Chill. Hell, somebody you can kind of have on in the background. I don't know, I like those YouTubers myself, so I kind of see myself kind of in that similar mindset of, if somebody just wants to put my videos on in the background, have somebody to listen to yap away about stuff, I'm kind of chill with that. Rad, how does it feel hearing the babbling of a madman?
Oh, yeah, no, sorry.
You kind of get where I'm getting at, though, right? Of like that kind of mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's kind of a whole thing of sure I want to stand out, but I also have the whole thing of there's a decent enough area where I know I would overlap with so many that I'm like, blending in ain't too bad. As long as I'm having fun with it. I've never really cared about the views, about the stuff, all that. And mainly I like getting all this down kind of for my own sanctity, I guess.
I'm gonna say psyche. I was like, that.
I mean, that's kind of a thing, too. For certain stuff, I like to do the whole thing of, like, logging mental notes. Hell, I will say, hell, this channel has basically just been a log of my whole life, to an extent. At least from all the way back whenever I was making those shitty edits of, like, Prototype 1 and 2 videos, with fucking 3 Days Grace over it. Nowadays, you can't really make those videos because of the copyright system, everything getting kind of picked up on, basically instantly the moment something happens. And it's a real shame because you can't do the thing of, like, the fucking the old blue screen with white text. Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? The whole tutorials and stuff, or like the, God forbid, the fucking Paragon X9 series. Or the, which one was it? The 009 soundscape stuff. God, that takes me back. But I don't know, I just want to have a whole thing of people come to my channel to enjoy stuff, and I'm also not wanting to do the whole audience captured thing. Like, sure, you might come to me for Pokemon, but I also want to have full range of many different things. Yeah, you get what I mean, Red. Of, like, I don't want to be the guy that you go to for, like, one thing. Although I know I also kind of fall into that trap of if you make something for everybody, you're gonna end up making content for nobody. Which we've seen in the gaming scene recently, with the developers being a kind of rough around the edges. But, I don't know. I want to have enough viability to where it's like, oh, Halo uploaded this, Halo uploaded that. I don't like this video, but I like that video, you know? Like, you can pick and choose. If you don't like something, you don't have to watch them.
It's really someone has a variety of topics that if you like one thing, you might like another, and you might get introduced to something new.
I mean, God forbid, like, that's kind of how I am as, like, a conglomerate of a person. Because I like the Isle. I've enjoyed the Isle for a really long time, even with its very, very severe downs. But I'm also an enjoyer of, like, Pokemon, Digimon. I'm currently waiting on a Nemo to come out. I'm thinking I might do a bit of recording whenever a Nemo actually comes out this summer. I enjoy Pal World. Maybe not recording that whenever I have those mods installed. You know what I mean, right? But, yeah, I don't know. I enjoy the creature capture stuff, but I also enjoy the act of being the creature. I also enjoy, well, Monster Hunter. Games where I can be creatures, monsters, etc. I mean, hell, even on Roblox, I wasn't really that much of a Roblox fan up until I started getting into Kaiju Universe back in the day. Back whenever Kaiju Universe still had all the Godzilla stuff, I used to just roam that place as Behemoth and Rodan and Mothra and stuff. And I had a hell of a time, but I don't know, ever since it lost the Godzilla stuff, I kind of began to build away from it, because I'm like, what's in here is no longer what I'm seeking. Also Godzilla. I deeply enjoy kaijus, monsters, Godzilla, creepypastas, mythology and zoology in a mix. Or if you want to be like the Heliana's Guide with the D&D stuff, mythozoology. I also greatly enjoy D&D. I would love to do a whole thing of, making small series like how AJ Pickett and Mr. Rex and them do, of just picking a monster or something out of a codex somewhere and just going into detail about not only how you can use them, how I personally use certain things, or even giving, like, slight reviews about stuff. Like, for example, Dungeon Dad and a couple of those other D&D YouTubers about whenever they create these creatures or bring creatures from the older editions and the newer stuff. I'd like to give, like, reviews, because I've used a lot of their stuff in my D&Ds. Let me tell you, the doing the whole thing of, recording D&Ds, I don't feel that's as viable as I would like. Unless I learn some serious stuff whenever it comes to the whole thing of doing it, I don't think I'm ever going to be on a similar par to, like, World of I.O. and all of them.
Yeah.
Which, even though I greatly enjoy them, I'm just like, I don't foresee myself and my friends picking up the ability to, like, do Foundry like that. Also, we're a lot more on the uncensored side whenever it comes to D&D, of we're kind of just doing this to have fun. Some of our characters will say stuff that may be more on the less PC side and a bit more fucked up. That was the last alarm. Goddamn.
So happy for you.
Yes, I know, right? But I don't know. I feel like one of the few margins where my group could probably flourish would be whenever the Dark Sun books start to come out and stuff. Because that's meant to be vile and fucked up and all that stuff anyways. I'm like, you know what? Bros for the bros sort of shit. If CJ or Popo want to be like a defiler demon thing, and I want to run a hive of Thrycreen that fucking lay eggs in someone's belly, then while probably vile, it's probably going to be one of our most raunchy and uncensored campaigns. I'm not gonna lie.
Xenomorph on it or something.
I mean, basically, fucking hell of a Thrycreen from fucking the old Dark Sun days. I don't know, there might also be an entire thing where fucking Wizards of the Coast begins having a bitch fit over us because, we don't fit the aesthetic and stuff. I'm like, motherfucker, I've been in here for a long enough time to where I've seen Wizards of the Coast die down, come back, die down again. I don't know.
I always found Thrycreen interesting, and I don't fully know why.
Well, they're just giant bugs, and they're telekinetic.
I mean, yeah, cool psychic bugs, but...
I mean, hell, that's also where Dark Sun's Scion class kind of works its way in.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking forward to a lot more of the other D&D stuff, because if Star Wars D&D is anything like the Star Wars D&D me and my friends already play, then we might unironically be in our element. Only because I'm already running a little R2 unit bastard that plays kind of like Cleveland from the fucking Star Wars special of Family Guy. You son of a bitch! Just shooting people with the fucking laser pistol out of the window. That's how my R2 unit's playing, and then CJ's just playing as kind of an Anakin allegory, which is pretty cool in and of itself. I am looking forward to Wizards of the Coast future, especially with them kind of getting rid of a lot of the problematic development teams.
Yeah.
I don't know, I look forward to it. The fact that they're bringing in World of Warcraft is definitely gonna be more on my factor. I'm not even really a fan of World of Warcraft. The most I played was Ascension, and that was because Popo got me into it for a little bit. I played as a Hell, I probably can't even describe it. Anybody who's actually into fucking World of Warcraft, like fucking Alana or somebody, would probably be able to call me on this shit. But I don't know. I don't know. I think I will greatly enjoy having the ability to play a lot of these World of Warcraft stuff within my D&D games. I've really wanted to hit up on a Draeni for a bit. Draeni? D-R-A-E-N-I? I've really wanted to hit up playing as one of those, especially in my D&D games, because, God, they just fit my aesthetic for, like, what I'm wanting for my world so well. Not to mention, with the whole thing of the World of Warcraft stuff, we can kind of bring the orcs back to where they originally were, instead of the whole, I don't know, I'm still kind of in shock over the whole thing of the different ways that they tried to personify orcs in recent years. I'm like, yeah, just bring them back to the Horde and stuff. This will be more fun for everybody's aesthetic. Not to mention the way the Horde kind of works together in the Warcraft stuff. It's not just a thing of, oh, you only have orc tribes. It's gonna be a whole thing of, oh, you have the Dark Elves, you have all of those, the zombies and stuff. I don't know, I can see myself partaking of a very interesting world when it comes to everything that has to do with the World of Warcraft books. With the Star Wars one, I kind of wonder, though. I wonder if it's going to be as good as, or if on par as the Star Wars 5e books we kind of already have and are working with. I also really hope it doesn't do that whole thing where, oh, people start checking out the whole new one and then causing Wizards of the Coast to be, you know, a bunch of cucks and fucking cease and desist the ones that we've already been playing. Because let me tell you, that already happened with me and my friends with Nintendo. Because we were playing this Pokemon 5e conversion that had all these... It basically had stat blocks for all types of Pokemon, all the way up from Generation 1, all the way to... If I remember correctly, it was up to Sword and Shield. Because I remember it had the weird smokestack wheezing. Yeah, that makes sense. So it had all the different stat blocks and way of playing, and it seemed like a very fun way that me and my friends could get to play it. But then the moment we downloaded them and got them for ourselves, so we do have these archives somewhere, Nintendo goes ahead and cease and desist this. So the guy is unable to work on them anymore. And basically had to get rid of the archive. This was also, I think, around the time that Trove was still up, so the Trove kinda died off, and I don't know, it was a whole thing with books, copyright, going over all that stuff. I don't know, I've also been partaking of a lot of homebrew content lately. Like, for example, me and my friends have gotten into this Monster Hunter 5e by All Mel Wilds, I want to say. I can't remember off the top of my head. If you look up Monster Hunter 5e, it's like one of the first Reddit links. They talk about how they've made a stuff for it. It goes all the way from, like, Monster Hunter Freedom, well, Monster Hunter 1, all the way up to... I believe Wilds. They have a lot of the Wilds creatures and monsters and stuff. So, quite fun. Dear God, I need to find food, like, really badly. I don't know, I'm thinking of having a little bit of fun with that. It's also a thing of just, work has been up everybody's ass recently. We're all kind of having to do the whole adult thing, not being able to have time to fucking come together to do stuff anymore.
Speaking of, I should be asleep right now for that exact reason, so...
I understand, Red. Technically, I might have fucking work in 4 hours. That depends
Oh,
on whether or not the new girl fucking actually gets to stay, so, either or. If the new girl ends
number
up staying
5.
and works today, then I should be fine and I can do whatever. I'm probably going to try and make today a big recording day where I record just a whole bunch of a batch of different things. And then I have them on a backlog to where I can upload day after day. That's what I'm wanting to do. I'm wanting to get back into doing a big thing of just pump out a whole bunch of videos within singular days, have fun with it, just enjoy myself, and then as the week goes by and I have to go back to work and run myself ragged, I just do the whole thing of, each day still gets an upload even if I don't necessarily have the energy to, like, do stuff. And I know that'll probably run me ragged in and of itself, but I don't know, there's always that difference of whenever you actually have the passion of doing something, of it won't really feel like work for me. Not to mention, the worst part about my work is just my legs hurt. That's kind of it. It's not like my arms hurt any less, or my mind is any less sharp, so I think I can probably still pump out some stuff if I'm just hanging out on my computer. I could still have me a time.
I get back pains.
I too have back pains, but that's mainly because, sitting like a fucking gamer hunched over like a fucking mantis.
Genuinely, it started to slightly ache when I lay down.
Yeah, I get that, right. I had to start using ice packs. A piece of me also wonders if I'm too old for this shit, but I also have that whole mindset of you're never too old to fucking enjoy what you want to do in life. I just feel bad that I'm starting so late, but even still, life gets busy. We all have to kind of start doing stuff we don't like eventually. I don't know, I feel I can still fucking sprout something that I enjoy from this. Especially if I'm just doing it for myself, not really for the whole cloud fame bullshit of, oh, hey dude, you have this many subscribers, you want to work together? And I'm like, ugh, I can't handle that.
How do you feel about, like, sponsorships and stuff?
Actually, good question. I don't mind sponsorships, but it has to be stuff that either I personally myself would use, or I know it's useful for a decent majority of people. Like, for example, like the Markiplier honey thing, there's certain things that I'm like, I wouldn't even care for to buy. But, like, I don't know, you know those subscription boxes of, like, I'm trying to think. You know those food boxes where they, like, send out, like, food every, like, week or month or something? And it's almost like those hungry... Like, I wanted to say Fiverr, but I don't think that's one.
That's not one of them.
Yeah, I don't think that's one of them. Oh, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
I'm pretty sure that's a dating website.
No, yeah, no, 100%. I'm trying to think. Oh, it might be the... Would it be Fiber? Not Fiverr, Fiber.
No.
Factor! I'm thinking of Factor, the one...
Factor.
Yeah, where they basically give you, like, Hungry Man meals that are, like, made, they have certain dishes if you have, like, allergies and stuff. Not sponsored, by the way, I will just say, from everything I've heard about them, they are pretty good. That means their advertising's working pretty good, huh, Rad? But yeah, no, if it came to that, where I have enough people following me, looking at me, all that stuff, I don't know, honestly. I feel like I would do the route of either the Patreon, or I would do... I don't know. I feel like I would do the route of the Patreon stuff, but I also feel like I would do the route of sponsors. Especially if it's stuff that I know I would enjoy. Like, for example, I never really deal with VPNs, though I know I probably should. That's probably my only cardinal sin for wanting to still be anonymous, while also having the whole thing of, phase life being out there.
My 2 cents on sponsorships that are VPNs is usually because they're having sponsorships, you shouldn't use it because that means they're hiking the prices up eventually. So
You're entirely right about that, and that's kind of my whole feel on it. But also, it's like a thing of, oh, if you use my code, then that means you get a certain % off. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people using my name for trials. And who knows, that might get them into it to actually have a whole thing of like, oh, you get your first month free if you use Halo, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, I'd probably be a bit more okay with that, because anything after that, it's like the Netflix thing. Once you're not using it anymore, it kind of becomes a whole thing of... How do I put this? Yeah, like, if you're not using it anymore, it becomes that whole thing of... Sorry, there's a Maya currently fucking dealing with me. And I'm a Dilo without any stamina, so kinda in the hole about this. But anyways, as I was saying, so if people want to use my name for codes, use stuff like that, then I'm a bit more okay with it, because that's just a free trial thing. I can't get behind the whole thing of, oh, put in your credit card information, you get this free trial, and then whenever that free trial's up, they just charge you off of another thing. I'm like, that's kind of shitty.
it's not what I like.
Yeah, I feel that's kind of
I
shitty,
feel
because that's a predatory move. However, if it's a thing of, oh yeah, we won't charge you for anything after that unless you feel like you like the thing, and then we'll charge you, it like actually has a confirmation, I'm like, sure, I can get behind this. I guess I'm more into the ethical sponsorships, to where it's like, yeah, fucking people don't have the life and luxury to fucking spend on these. So I would rather it be a company that actually treats your wallet with the respect that it deserves.
One random thing about sponsorships is I'm shocked Raycon is still getting those.
I kind of am too, but I could see Raycon being a decent sponsor. I mean, everybody needs headphones, earphones, earbuds,
But
etc.
the only thing is that they actually are like, apparently there's like genuine studies about it, and it shows that they're like very cheap in quality.
I mean, true. I mean, you can get the same thing from somewhere like Dollar General or something, and they have very similar stuff there. But I will say that there is a quality between that and getting a fucking set of... what are they called? What are the...
Phones?
Yeah, what are the iPhone ones?
I think they're just
iPhone earbuds? Whatever the hell they are? I can't remember.
Is that what they
AirPods! AirPods!
AirPods.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, hey, I prefer Raycon over AirPods any day. Because AirPods are you're literally just paying for the branding. It's like the Mickey Mouse thing, you're just paying for the fucking having the Apple logo printed on your object.
And some people hide it too, which is the funny part.
That reminds me of those kids that, like, fucking put marks over their Android or iPhones and stuff, because they're like, I don't want the other kids to see me with a broke-ass phone. I still can't believe that became, like, a little bit of a culture war thing of, like, oh my god, you use Android, and fucking... that was somehow keeping dudes from getting dates for a while. I'm like, girl, it's a phone. People need stuff for calling, and... hell, some guys, like me, are kind of bare minimum about stuff, to where, you know, shit's just not needed. Like, I don't need all the fancy, like, things and whistles, I just need it to be able to call one thing. Hell, I only recently got an actual upgrade for my phone to where, you know, fucking
your
actually...
thing is like being weird.
I only had 16 gigs on my original phone, which... apparently is so bad that fucking even my Facebook and stuff couldn't even update. However, now that with the help of Lanik, I got a fucking 160 gig fucking phone. Now I can literally have all of the stuff that I was fucking missing out on. My Pokemon Go, my fucking Monster Hunter emulators and shit. Like, that's pretty fucking funny.
One random thing, and this is very off topic, but I just like
go on, ask me stuff, because this probably also helps.
No, it's kind of just a statement, but Like, do you remember? Got a DVD, you put it in the thing, and there's just like menu startup.
Yeah. Like, are you talking
I
about, like,
miss
the movie
those.
DVD startups, where it actually has, like, the
Yeah.
little blooper reels, the behind the
I miss
scenes?
those.
Dude,
Yeah,
I,
like
I
just the
enjoy
menu
developer
screen where it
commentary.
like can scroll through like different images and stuff. I miss that a lot.
God, that takes me back to my old fucking Jurassic Park DVDs. Good shit.
Yeah, like I remember, I don't know which one it was, but it was
You know, my
a.
biggest thing is, I wonder how they did that with fucking VHSs and stuff, because I remember putting in the VHSs and they would still have, like, a screen menu and stuff that you could, like, fucking click through. Because I'm like, isn't that just
I don't
moving it
know.
from, like, a different end of the tape to the next? Because I remember my old, like, Rugrats in Paris fucking VHS having something like that, to where it still had, like, the whole behind the scenes and the Nickelodeon stuff, and it would have the whole
Hmm.
fucking Eliza Thornberry fucking... I don't know.
I don't know. That is kind of weird. I don't know how that works.
Oh, thank God. I can kill myself. I'm joking, Brad, don't worry. Uh, I finally got an entombment thing where I can just kill this Dilo and spawn with all my shit back. Oh, thank God. I was already dying because I was fucking dying of hunger. Oh, thank
Hmm.
God. Oh, now I respawned and now I'm a baby. I'm back to being the baby that I am. Wow.
See,
Wow!
the funny part is I can't see any of the wow.
Yeah, I can't. I don't think I can do that overlap right now.
That's fine.
Mainly
I
because
realize
I
this
am
is a
recording.
video.
Yeah.
I
This is more
realized
for
that
the
if this is a
people.
video, you could literally say featuring Brad. This would be really
Yeah, Rat
funny.
hops in halfway through. My not good, very bad day. Orange. That's also another thing. I do enjoy Undertale and Deltarune, but I don't know if I could ever make videos of anything to really do with the fandom unironically, because I just know there's so many people that would have a field day pulling me apart for either my views on stuff, etc. Like, if you don't line up with them 100%, they're just the worst fucking people.
Yeah, like, imagine me starting to talk about how Toby Fox's writing's going out for him. Like,
I mean, I still enjoy his writing. My biggest thing with him
I
would
don't
be
see
the
him
whole
as a
thing.
bad writer.
I've been enjoying the joke of, oh, Toby Fox West, Toby Fox Japan, and it's just the whole thing of, like, how, like, obviously he's a weeb, but it's a whole thing of, I don't know. His Japanese fan base is more down-to-earth, easygoing, and chill, I guess, is probably, like, the biggest merit it has, while in the West over here we have people screeching and fucking heavy breathing and having panic attacks over somebody misgendering Chris
This
Deltarune.
may sound very offensive,
Like,
but I see
obviously.
Deltarune fans similar to how I see JoJo fans, of just they repeat the same jokes over and over again.
You notice how it's a Western JoJo fans thing? Which is a shame, because
Exactly.
I know a lot of Western JoJo fans that are actually really decent, very cool people. Same thing with Undertale. Hell, Brad, you and me are a couple of the good ones. That's fucked up to say, but funny.
You're a couple of
y'all,
good ones.
hey boy, you're one of the good ones. Come on, Mike.
Oh wait, shoot,
That's really funny.
I'm too tired to get into a mic voice. You know.
I'm popping it. I'm pussy popping it.
Blowing the load right
I don't know. I'm also very mature and uncensored, which is also ironically me being immature at the exact same time. Of, I don't know. I'm not really a person to try and hold my tongue, even whenever it comes to a fandom that's more Gen Alpha and early Z, I guess. I don't know, it's kind of that whole thing of, like, what people say on Twitter of, oh, I shouldn't have to, as an adult, I shouldn't have to fall forth and deal with what a minor's fucking trying to tell me online. Because I'm like, it doesn't have to specifically be a minor space just because it's a video game. I can have adult discussions. And I don't feel I should have to, like, hold my tongue. That's kind of a whole thing of, that's daft. That's retarded, even. I know a lot of people don't really like that word, but I'm also fully okay with bringing that back, because most of my friends have a hint of that in us. And that's not even to be ableist. We actually have, like, stuff in that.
Wow.
Same thing with the F-slur. Because I'm a little bit of a faggot myself. I might still bleep that, I don't know. I don't know if I should bleep that, because I'm within that spectrum. I'm in there to where I should be able to say it.
I mean, if you have to rationalize when you can,
you know what I mean?
You probably should just bleep it.
I mean, yeah, but that's also the whole thing of I don't really...
If you have to rationalize to people why you're allowed to say it, then I think it should not be there.
You're entirely correct in that extent, but I also feel it falls to the other people of, like, if you have a bitch fit over it, then it should be up to you to deal with that. If you don't like me saying it, then you don't have to watch, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know, like, it's a whole thing of people should be able to moderate themselves instead of having to have everything spoon-fed and, you know, baby-fooded to you and babied down, or, God forbid, the fucking TikTok language of, oh, I hope you unalive yourself. Kill me. You know, I fucking hate the TikTokification, the Vine, all that. I hate the unseriousness that brings actual serious topics.
It's like when people
it's like the Nazi thing. It's a thing of you literally are making it so unserious that people don't care anymore whenever it's actually said. It's not like a thing of, oh, this person is a Nazi because they disagree with me. When a real person should hold the thing of, oh, they're a Nazi because they see people as inferior and they're actually pieces of shit that want people dead. You know, like, there's a stark difference.
You're just gonna have to bleep everything you just said, no?
Oh, no, not at all, because I feel I hold a decent majority. It's just, I don't know. I'm not specifically trying to be political, but I also have the whole thing of, I'm so tired of... Even though I'm friends with, like, the absolute rainbow of people from many different backgrounds, types, gender ideologies, and even
you
just
yourself,
in general. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think me of all people can say with any amount of certainty. And even if it's a thing, I can also do the full thing of agree to disagree on stuff. I don't know, I kind of hold those whole things of just let people do whatever they want as long as they're not hurting others sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And then also the whole thing of, oh, what you consider hurting others may or may not just be a thing of you're offended by it, but more than likely the group that you are possibly defending is not. Like how all of my fucking trans friends actually unironically played the fucking Wizard game. Like, they loved Harry Potter, they just fucking hate J.K. Rowling. I think that's a completely fine thing to have, you know? And plus, it's a whole thing of disconnecting art from artists. Some people can't disconnect art from artists. And however you feel, I think it's a whole thing of just... I just ask my community or people that I'm hanging around with to be reasonable about stuff, you know what I mean?
The only time where I feel like this kind of changes is when the specific thing the artist did infects the rest of it.
I mean, I kind of get that too,
imagine, but... Okay, I'm gonna give a hypothetical here.
Yeah.
You know that one game where it's that, like, you have a kid that got really, like, controversial because a bunch of, like, gooner bait people were getting into it and getting angry at it because it didn't allow them to, like, look at the child weirdly. You heard that? Or...
I think I kind of heard about something like that.
But, like, imagine if, oh, you have your main character taking care of this child throughout the entire game. And, like, use Resident Evil Requiem for this, where it's, like, Grace and Emma.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the one where, technically, you're like a stand-in father figure for the child character. But then, as they grow, it becomes a thing of they can be a love interest, but they also can't, and that's what a lot of people like got weird over the whole thing of like the game obviously not allowing it.
Like child robot, but basically.
Oh, the child. Oh, are you talking about the fucking that one PlayStation game or whatever it was?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
But,
I
imagine.
get it. Anyways,
imagine if you go throughout that whole game with like the cute little kid, like not in that way, but just like the kid and you, and then you learn that the creator was actually, and this is not a real thing, I don't think.
Obviously, like completely hypothetical. We're just saying
this.
Yeah.
This is a hypothetical.
Of like a what if? What do you think would happen? Yeah.
Like imagine if the creator was somehow revealed to be a pedophile.
Like after the fact, yeah. It completely changes how you look at that game, yeah.
I feel like that changes between like how you would see the game.
Yeah, I could kind of understand that.
Like if someone got charged for murder charges after making a pretty decent game, unless there's like specifically them planning out a murder scheme in the game.
Actually, Rat, you know what? Let me give an actual example. This one might be a bit more kind of out there on the radar. It was about that guy who made a video game about, I think it was about a guy taking care of his mom or his parents, or it was like some, I think it might have been like called Bad Parenting or something.
The Joker movie. Oh yeah, I heard.
Yeah, you know the one, and then the guy ends up actually, and then the guy actually ends up getting hit with the thing of he was like an actually abusive father to his real life kids, and he made a game, and when you look at the game, you look at what he got charged with, you're like, oh my god, he was literally just making a game about his life. I could 100% see the uncomfortability of, like, that connection or that disconnect and stuff.
Yeah, that's when I feel that the separate art from artist can overlap. Is when,
I guess it's kind of depends on what. I guess it's kind of what depends on if it imparts into their work. Like obviously, J.K. Rowling talking about
is learning what the artist has done.
Like obviously, J.K. Rowling being a TERF and having the whole thing of writing Dumbledore and all them as gay after the fact. It's a whole thing of the way they are as a person. You can completely just read the books and not give a fuck about J.K. Rowling, and you'll have a completely fine story.
Yeah.
But once you, if you connect it into it, it becomes a whole thing.
It's when you go back to something after something bad happens, and you just, this is, I see now. Like, it's one of those things, you know?
I guess I kind of get that. Then again, I will also admit, I'm gonna kind of keep a little sanctimonious to my roots. I am kind of a fucking 4chan shitposter, so there's probably a bias for me being more towards, I would rather stuff be uncensored and open for discussion, rather than it being a thing of, we're censored and not allowed to talk about anything at all. I've always had this on my sleeve of it's either all of it's okay to talk about or none of it's okay to talk about, you know what I mean? Of like, if you completely disallow the ability to talk about something, then that makes us unable to handle this in an adult way, you know?
That's just modern censorship problems.
I consent, and then Visa and MasterCard, I don't. Two consenting adults, and then, the fucking card holder in the cuck chair on the side. Yeah, you better give me a fucking cut of that revenue.
When you see, like, someone who wasn't even involved in watching and saying, I don't want this anymore.
It's also the thing of, there's so many retards that are so up in arms of, like, they don't realize if you don't like it, you can just shut it off. Everybody did this with fucking television back in the day. If you don't like my stuff, you can just go. I'm not gonna fucking force you here.
Also with a lot of art nowadays, we're just,
I'm not gonna Mr. Beast this video where it's like, you have to make sure your eyes stay glued to the fucking screen for however long to get this amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still have the old merits of just make what you want, have fun with it. If people enjoy what you like and join in, then that's on them to have that very similar enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't think it should be a negative on you for not wanting to, you know, partake of kind of the rat race, so to speak.
Hello. No.
Hello. Ja Orange.
Yeah, or
I don't know, I feel I could still have a very decent amount of fun when it comes to talking about Undertale and Deltarune stuff. I just, for the love of God, I probably wouldn't. I would turn off most comments for those videos, or just, you know, ignore people. Just because those fans are fucking rabid. If you don't agree that Gaster had a fucking handy back in fucking college before he met Asgore, then everyone will go up in arms of, no, it was this! Like, I can't handle those people, you know what I mean?
You know what? I'm gonna put it out there. This is for me. I'm gonna post this. It'll be really funny.
Imagine I just bleep out your entire section.
Really
Fucking
funny. That would be really funny, but I do not, and I want to preface this, I do not care about anyone's opinion who's listening. I do not think Gaster actually matters to Deltarune.
I think so in a very similar extent. I at least think it's not as much as a lot of people think. I still think he matters, just not a lot. Like, not at all.
I do not think he's gonna get an appearance. I do not think he is a big bad. I feel like we're overshadowing people with the idea of Gaster to, for lack of better words, tarnish the story.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I will say, yeah, there are things, but most of the time when people say it, it's not actual evidence, it's just stuff that they start connecting too fast.
It's like that joke of, oh, because Asgore took a right turn on here, that obviously means that right turns pertain to Gaster. It's like schizo posting, dude.
Why do you think people are making things about the pirate? No one knows what Gaster is.
Oh boy, man-made horrors beyond my comprehension.
And will I say there is small stuff that I think can start relating to Gaster? Yes. But do I think that they make him something super big? Absolutely not.
We'll see. Oh, I'm probably gonna end this video here in a sec, just because this video has gone on for a bit. Thought I'd just give a little bit of a heads up, and I may come back into the aisle later. I might just pump out a few more videos. You might catch a video that's basically right where this one left off. So I'll be seeing y'all. Rat, do you have any last closing statements on this?
Orange, I don't know.
That's funny. There we go. Laters, guys.